sort of believe there's a new generation of marketers now really coming through the ranks and sort of getting actually into quite senior positions. But we also sort of feel a little bit that the industry is doing quite a lot of talking about this group, but actually not a huge amount of listening to them. But they're already finding themselves in very senior and influential positions, and they're sort of on what we would perceive to be a kind of fast track to the top, really. Future market leaders, I think, are actually, from a selfish point of view, they're one of the key genres of clients that are really most embracing of Creative Brief's model. They were described as having an almost perpetual thirst for knowledge, and that actually CMOs are running much more open and kind of democratic marketing departments, and that this future market leader group and type is now so influential within these brands that they really shouldn't be underestimated.
I think what I would say about the FMLs that I work with, one of the ways to describe them, I think, are that they're a generation that must try, and they want to try and fail fast and move on and learn again. I think probably thirst for knowledge is expressed more now because of the proliferation of information and the ways that you can get it.
And what I see from the best of the future market leaders is they are really good at being agile and adept. Being able to keep up with who's doing the best of that stuff is absolutely critical, and that's something that I see very much in this generation of future market leaders.
So while we refer to them as kind of new generation in terms of attitude and approach, I think don't be fooled into thinking that means they're junior and new into the industry. On the contrary, they really are kind of the next brand leaders of our industry. I think that's important to reiterate.
The needs and the desires of a certain generation are changing the kind of internal landscape around how a leader would work with their teams. Complexity is the kind of new normal these days, and for a very busy marketing director, they don't have time to gain every single kind of insight and knowledge about the kind of tactical level, and that knowledge then does become a currency for their staff, and they can use that to gain kind of profile and power, essentially. I think there's a difference between curiosity and then the ability to turn that into something of value.
It's not clever to read Twitter. It's clever to take knowledge and understand how you can extrapolate it for your brands. I want to get on well with the people I work with. You've got to have fun. We're an incredibly fast-moving industry in radio, and how can we've got to all get on well. It can't just be like crack the whip and be like, do the work.
That's why I'm more in favour of that kind of longevity of relationship, because I think if you're jumping around consistently, you're forever bringing people back up to speed on what you're about and why, and you just lose time in terms of being able to deliver great stuff because you don't maintain that core knowledge within your agency base.
Because as the guys have said, life's too short not to have fun and be working with the right running mates. You're all navigating this bizarre world of more on the one hand and less on the other. There's more information than ever, more possibilities than ever, more competitors, much more pressure to determine and demonstrate results. But less attention from your audience, less time, less money, less team. So I think navigating those sort of twin forces will be the win for us all. When I look at how businesses and brands like Airbnb and Uber put their buyers and sellers together, I do think the way agencies and clients meet one another is terribly old-fashioned, and I think it will change, and I think the people in this room, whether you're leading an agency or whether you're a market leader or a future market leader, all have a stake in that and a win if we can.
We're not just being used by brands and marketers in a kind of reactive, last-minute way to go out and find a new agency tomorrow. Actually, we're increasingly being put, in a way, at the heart of clients' internal kind of learning and development programs. To me, I think that sort of brilliantly describes this kind of ecosystem, if you like, this kind of virtuous circle that we're now creating with creativebrief.com. This way of working is 100% being accelerated by this future market leader group that we're here to talk about today.